What's going on YouTube? George Gonzalez, Sold 7 More. Got a really interesting topic today that I wanted to get off my chest and share with this video. Hopefully get some feedback. It comes down to one of my cousins was at a seminar over the weekend, and she wrote back to me and said, today I heard something that reminds me of you. And so it went something like this. It said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so I honestly had to read it 2 or 3 times to kind of put myself in position to understand what she meant, and why it really grabbed her attention and why she thought of me. And so I sat there and I thought to myself, like, well, I read it once, I read it twice, and then finally I put it into perspective of, people don't buy the real estate that I sell, they buy the reason why I'm selling the real estate. And honestly, I could have never come up with these words. I'm not sure who said them, but it really felt like it did belong to me, because as you know, there's so many real estate agents out there, old and new. Everybody has different styles of working, and I can generally say that my excitement used to be to make the money and to close a deal, and in the beginning when I didn't know any better and when the business wasn't as easy. Now with the experience over the years that I've put in the work, and now that business seems to be just come my way, and it kind of got over the hump of trying real estate, and now basically real estate is all I do. And so I think that the reason why I do it is because I strongly believe that the product that I'm selling to you is the best decision for you. I strongly believe that real estate is one of the best investments you'll ever make. Aside from getting married, I think that that's hand in hand. The dream of becoming, married with children and being homeowners, having the stability of some place to call your own, knowing that in the future, if you play your cards right and you consistently eat away at that mortgage payment, that one day it will be yours. And ultimately for me, my goal is to buy as much real estate as I can, and so that I have something set up for my kids, and they have the opportunity to hopefully manage it. I don't mind if they move money around to grow it, but I definitely don't want to one day know that they just sold it all. And but that goes within training and teaching them over the years of why it's important to have real estate. But the foundation you build, having a home, and not having to rent from place to place, and dealing with having potential landlords sell the property, and now you have to move, and schools and all that for the kids, and then location. You kind of want to have somewhere that it's solid base ground for them, and do your best. That's my aspect, is why I like real estate, is because it really helps develop, getting a head start with having somewhere to call home. And so that's one aspect of how I see real estate, is that it's a great investment. The second thing I would say is why I do it is because I know that everybody would like to own something, and sometimes they just don't know how to get the information to buy. A lot of times, they're really discouraged and don't think that they can buy, because of all the obstacles that they haven't been educated on how to get over them. And so that's what I love. My thing, if anybody knows me, once I start talking about real estate and how you can and what you have to do, then you can tell that that's my passion, is to get you to a home, and get you on your way to becoming a homeowner, and then potentially buying another one. Is once you buy that first one and you see how easy it is after a while to pay that mortgage payment, it doesn't really bother you anymore, and you start to grow in your business, or you grow in your position at work, you start to make more money, you just things evolve. And so having your foot in the door is what I say is the best case scenario. It's why I don't mind selling a mobile home, why I don't mind selling a condo, why I love selling multi-million-dollar properties. It's because no matter where you are, I know that in my heart that it's not a bad decision if I take into consideration everything that who you are, the package of you as a client. And I know that I can't overstretch you too much because you'll fail, and then you won't see the value in it because you'll fail, and then you'll never want to buy again or sell, or buy it really, because you wouldn't sell until you owned. You know what I mean? So I think that that's number one, is that I genuinely like to see people grow with me. And as you know, as commercialized as that sounds, my values are in the right place. And am I a fortune teller? Can I tell the future? No, I can't. But I know that if I were in your position, I would do it this way. And a lot of my clients have, come back to tell me like, man, I can't thank you enough. I'm so happy where I'm at, and we want to sell and buy something else. Or they'll say, man, I'm so glad that I bought my house. I'm really happy. I plan to stay here forever. And no matter what you do, it's not a competition, and it's not who has more. It's who lives the life they want to. So, I think I get a lot of that from my father and my mother. My parents have been invested in real estate since probably the mid '80s. And at one point, I remember that every home that they bought had an owner. This is before the two younger ones, so there was only four of us. And so, such and such was so and so's house, and such was so and so's house. And with time, my parents, they went downsizing, and so some of them got lost in the trades. But it's one of those things where I've been around it for so long that the simplest things for me sound complicated for others. But even in my management business now, it's kind of like, I know what it takes to get a property rented. I know the work. I know that, I remember waking up Saturday morning to go shampoo carpets and repainting door jambs and doing sheetrock fixings and, plumbing things with my dad, and, taking care of business to get the next renters in there. I remember him going through evictions where he would be, go months without getting paid rent and have to, sacrifice his income to cover the rent. So I've seen it all, and I've seen what he went through. But he just wasn't educated enough to run a business the way that I now run my business, is to know that you may have to pay a little bit of money to get the plumber out there, but that Saturday that you're doing other things might be a little more important. Or or doing roof jobs that maybe we should plan ahead for the roof job in case it leaks, versus wow, it's leaking. So things like that, where I've seen firsthand, since I was young, that this real estate thing is definitely a great investment. It's definitely going to be costly, but it's 100% worth it. Now my dad is retired, going on 67, I believe, this year, and all the properties paid off and generating income. So it worked out for him, and I try to keep that as my motivation to sell other people's property. To this is proof. I can, sometimes real estate gets compared to the stock market and to retirement funds and whatnot, and my views are a little different than others, and so I might be a little biased to real estate because I sell it and I've been around it so long. But for me, this is secure money that one day, no matter what you do, if you own this property, that it'll be yours. And whatever it's worth at that time, at least it's something you can grab and it's yours and you could sell, versus the paper money and the stock money that it's I don't know anything about it, so I don't want to bash it, but I still think that real estate should be definitely part of your portfolio in investing in your future. So I think that's why I do real estate. I do it because I like to see everybody grow and have that place to call home. And also, I like to go to housewarming parties, and I like to go make a mess at somebody else's house and go home and just kind of relax on the couch and not have to deal with the Sunday morning returning the tables and chairs and dumping out the ice chests and all the leftover food that goes bad. So that's another thing, I guess, is that I like to go visit you at your home and let you basically support the cleaning and the cooking and all that. So anyways, well, I guess that's enough here. It's about 10 minutes. I don't want to bore you guys, but that's why I do real estate. I do it for the benefit, of you, of my clients. I do it for the passion of real estate, and to see the houses get painted and get them customized and all your finishing touches. And so that's why I do real estate, and that's why you buy, why I do it, I guess. So, any case, George Gonzalez, sold 7 more. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.